Also here with us now, Democratic Georgia State Representative Vernon Jones. He's also the founder of Waking Up America. Representative Jones, great to see you as always.
Thank you for having me.
Now, I just came back from Georgia, and it's hard to imagine that given the onslaught of campaign commercials and all the talk of this Senate race, that this phone call is going to change anyone's mind. I just don't see that happening. It's a distraction, really. I don't think this is really going to affect a lot of Georgia voters.
Well, first of all, it would have been nice if the Secretary of State had shared the backroom deal he did with Stacey Abrams that created the whole mail-in ballot confusion and impropriety, I think, in many ways, at least perception. In many ways, you see people who were voting who were dead, and you see people who voted twice. So I wish that conversation could have been made available, because members of the General Assembly, it's our authority to establish what state laws are as it relates to elections. So it's kind of interesting. You want to publish this phone call, but you wouldn't publish what you did in that back room that created a lot of this chaos. Secondly, yeah, it's a lot of distraction. I want Georgia voters to realize what's really at stake here and not be distracted. What's at stake is Democrats want to defund the police department. Democrats want to embrace socialism and Marxism and communism from Antifa and Black Lives Matter. Democrats want to stop you from having your freedom of speech, expressing yourself, your political party or political ideology without being, and allow them to be attacked. If you feel a certain way, Democrats don't mind the left attacking you. And finally, school choice. Many children are trapped and failing schools because of failed Democratic policies. This is what's at stake too, school choice, including many African Americans whose children are going to failing schools and they're trapped there because of their zip codes. They can't go to school. So a lot is at stake.
One thing, Mr. Jones, I think is very telling is the get out the vote effort that Democrats have tried to employ just here recently in the last few days, specifically geared towards black voters in the state of Georgia. And of course, this has been their rallying cry, trying to reach these voters from the get-go. But this is kind of a new chapter in that effort to get out these black voters. Does that say to you that they might be worried that these voters are not showing up for Jon Ossoff and Raphael Warnock the way they thought they would?
How I see it is President Trump was so profound when he said it in his last election at that black church in Michigan. What do blacks have to lose? They've been giving Democrats their votes and they haven't gotten anything for it. Here's another prime example how Trump has been effective. Now the Democrats, for the first time in 60 years, are really going after that black vote. Why? Because Donald Trump was able to get a lot of those black voters, and a lot of those black voters are going to vote for or vote against Senator, or I should say, vote for Senator Perdue and Senator Loeffler, because they've become woke. And you know, it's kind of interesting to show you that again on a larger scale. Today, the rules are being considered by Nancy Pelosi and the House to now not refer to a person on the House floor as a male or a female, or as a man or a woman, or as father or mother. Their number one thing in their rules to change is to make everything gender neutral. Well, that goes to tell you where their priorities are. How does that help African Americans? Not to be referred to as a male and not to be referred to as a female or mother or father, but as member this and member that. That shows you how the Democrats have gotten black votes for so long to carry out their liberal agenda and do nothing for African Americans, nothing for creating jobs, nothing for helping them with their small businesses.
Yeah, you think about you think about the signs, the iconic signs from the civil rights movement that said "I am a man." That was specific. That wouldn't fly today in the Democratic Party. You couldn't hold up a sign like that anymore. Vernon Jones, great to see you as always.
I'm a father.
You can't do that either.
So now you can't say you need black fathers in homes with black children. You have to say we need a parent. So a black father doesn't matter, and many times we're talking about how bad it is and crucial it is to have a black father in home, or fathers, period. That shows you where the Democrats are. That's why I can't stomach what they do anymore.
We'll talk more about the priorities of the Democrats coming up later in the program. Great to see you as always, State Representative Vernon Jones. We appreciate, not all Democrats, those aren't your priorities, Representative Jones, but a lot of Democrats, they are the priorities. But let's focus on where the races stand right now.
Newsmax TV is now America's fastest growing cable news channel. We give you the real news you need. So subscribe to our YouTube channel and give us a thumbs up. If you like this video, share it with your friends. Newsmax TV streams live on YouTube for free. Newsmax TV, real news for real people.